Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many recordings available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In this session, we'll be showing you how to measure bosses and pockets. We'll start a probe operation, and what I like to do is actually measure these three areas over here. This one, this pocket over here, this being an outside boss, this being an inside pocket. Plus, I'd also like to measure this pocket that we have inside here, and this pocket has a boss within it. So we'll start by measuring first this boss. We'll choose the technology option of measuring the boss. And of course, since I'm measuring, I'm going to use the option of measure. We'll choose our geometry. And we'll choose whatever goes around over here. And we'll accept it. The tool will be the probe tool that I already have over here. And now let's go into our Tech 1 area. We'll open up our preview. And always recommended to take a look at the preview, and you can see exactly what's going on over here. You can see that the part is being measured from the side, but I have to bring this down. So I just click on this arrow over here and click on the part itself, and it will bring it down to over there. If I want to round it out, I can simply say minus 30, and we'll be put down on minus 30 as well. Now, again, we're measuring along both the X and Y. So I can open this up and choose do both X and Y directions. And as you can see, it'll be measuring in both the X and Y directions. As far as the approach distance, I can simply move it in either direction, as shown over here, if necessary, or leave it exactly the way it is. And over here we also have our repetitive touches. We'll do save and calculate. And now we'll go into our next option to measure this pocket over here. We'll choose our pocket option, start a new geometry. As shown over here, click on new, click on this pocket over here, and we'll go directly to our Tech 1 area. As you know, again, I'll be using my preview, and I'll just change my Z level to minus 30, the exact same way I had it in the other part over there. As you can see, I can move it off to the sides if I want to shift it. And in this particular case, I also want to measure both in the X and Y directions. We'll continue now by doing save and calculate and save and copy to measure this area over here. We'll do save and copy. And in this particular case, we'll choose the option of pocket with boss. Now, pocket with boss, as far as choosing the geometry, again, all I have to do really is just do the outside geometry. We do not have to choose the boss. This is automatically done within the program itself. It knows to avoid the boss that's inside instead of going straight across. Now, in this particular case, if we take a look at our geometry, I do want to take the whole thing around over here, but we have a little problem since it's broken off. So instead of choosing the entire geometry over there the way I normally extended lines, we'll do something very simple. The corners I really don't need. So I'll choose the option of curve plus close corners. When I do this, all I have to do is click on the first edge, second edge, and it'll automatically attach to each other, this one over here, and this one over here, and finish it off by going back to the original. As you see now, this is all closed off, and I'm not really worried about the corners itself. Now, let's go into our Tech 1 area, and for a moment, again, I'm going to put this down to minus 30, and now let's go and show our preview, and you can see what's happening over here. Now I'm going to have this at X and Y. Now if you notice now with X and Y, as far as the Y goes, it's perfect the way it is. But the X in this particular case is not good because it's going to go into these areas over here where it has nothing to actually measure. So for this particular case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this and break it up into two separate operations. I'm going to change my measure along axis XY to X. Now, as you see, it's going over here still. What I can do is I can always shift from the center and move it over to the side. This way I know it's going to touch the walls over here. If I look from the top area itself also, you can see that it's going to retract only up until this area over here, so I don't have to worry about the boss itself, and it jumps over the boss. I'll do save and calculate, save and copy, and all I have to do now in this operation is just change it to Y, and as you can see, it's in the Y area over here. Move this back to 0 and do save and calculate again. Now let's take a look at our simulation for all 4 of these operations, and I'll use my Solid Verify to show the simulation. And let's also just zoom in to this area over here. As you see, the tool goes down, measures each side over there on that boss. Now it's going to go to the pocket, measure each side of the pocket itself, and now it's going to go inside the area where we have the pocket and boss, first measuring that side over there in the proper area, and now doing it in the Y direction as well. And this is how we've measured off this part as far as the bosses, the pockets, and the pocket with the boss within.
For more recordings on SolidCAM Professor, please go to our website www.solidcam.com and look for the tab of SolidCAM Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.